Welcome to another video. This is one requested video that's been requested time and time again that I've really wanted to make for you and spend some decent amount of time doing some research, give you all of the updated information and talk about a project I'm really passionate about, which is Proton Chain. Proton Chain is, as you guys know, bought me a Lamborghini, and it is doing all the things that a previous coin that I really liked, which is EOS, has promised to do but never actually fulfilled. So the Proton blockchain, which is kind of ironic, is actually a fork of EOS. It is capable of 4,000 transactions per second, and there's also 0 transaction fees, which is what the EOS blockchain does. But before we fully jump into that, I just want to take a minute and talk about the market. The last update I did was on the 1st of December. Since then, we've had some serious pullback down to the 41,500 mark on the daily candle, and we've kind of leveled off here. We're definitely testing some lower levels, and we are generally trending downwards on the daily. So we are in for a very exciting, cautious, interesting, scary time. I wouldn't really call it scary, actually. The next few weeks and or months are going to be quite interesting, to say the least. I'm of the belief that we're in an extended cycle, and we're probably going to see the top of Bitcoin, and I believe it's going to be over 6 figures in first quarter of 2022. First quarter of next year. So March to May next year is when I think we're going to see Bitcoin top out. I still believe we're going to see over $100,000 Bitcoin. I think we're going to see around the 140 before it taps out, runs out of buyers, and we start to have the bear market, which will be another 2 or 3 years before the next halving event. Currently, we're only about 850 odd days from the next halving, which is just over 2 years. Very interesting to think about, given where we're at. We still have a huge amount of puff left. Looking at different indicators, the Colin Talks Crypto one, which I really love, you can see that although we definitely tested some higher levels, we saw a 76 out of 100. And this is just a risk metric that is based off 11 different metrics that is indexing. We definitely got high at around the 76 mark was the peak confidence that we'd hit the peak of the bull run. And then we corrected well and truly down to the mid 40s. And we've since built more momentum and got back up to the 69K mark, which ironically, if you take DXY into account, which is the money printing, when we hit 64,000 in May and a subsequent 69,000 in November, we actually were at the same amount of money if you take inflation into account. I found that very interesting, purely from the money printers going brrr. So looking at this, the belief here is that we definitely haven't hit the peak and that we still have some to go. And if you look at different on-chain metrics, which I'm a subscriber to a lot of different paid newsletters where I get my information from, as well as provide these paid subscriptions to my customer bases, there is a lot of talk on that we haven't actually hit that peak. And on-chain data, looking at sentiment, looking at a lot of different metrics, it all points to we haven't had that peak yet. There's obviously a huge amount of bears here right now talking about how Bitcoin has corrected and how it continues to correct. And that's very interesting. I find they are the loudest when the price is down, but they are the quietest when the price is up. So let's talk a little bit about Proton Chain. Oh, and also, you probably would have seen the CoinMarketCap glitch that happened yesterday. Everything went absolutely crazy. There's actually a Proton screenshot here where Proton hit $187,853 per coin, which would put pretty much anyone's holdings. If you had $10 in Proton, you'd have a few $1 billion. I think, my account, I didn't actually look at how much I had in Proton, but I'd sure it'd be hundreds of trillions of dollars. So that was a bit of a laugh. There's no official word yet from CoinMarketCap on what's actually happened, but it does look like they were hacked to some degree. And it's kind of scary to think about every single exchange is then priced off CoinMarketCap, and I'd imagine that a lot of these exchanges would have had a lot of either false positives, false sellers, and potentially a lot of losses on the exchange side due to the data that they were pulling from CoinMarketCap. So I imagine this is probably a good step in the right direction for exchanges alike to be aggregating their data, not just from CoinMarketCap, but using CoinGecko and other platforms as well. Anyway, moving on. Talking about Proton. So Proton Chain, comparing to Ethereum, is absolutely smashing it out of the park. And in the 2017-2018 run-up, we saw an absolute slew of Ethereum killers, and I'm doing inverted quotes in the air as I say this. There was a huge amount of these projects that wanted to kill Ethereum and wanted to absolutely blow away the transactions per second. And there's been a lot that have done it. Solana has done it. AVAX has done it. Cardano thinks that they're going to do it in late 2025. And EOS has definitely done it. And if you look at blocktivity.info, which I've talked about before on my channel, you'll see that the top 5 coins all have between 3 million and 26 million transactions in a 24-hour period, with Wax being a fork of EOS, EOS being obviously here, and Tron being a fork of, nothing really valuable. And you look down the line and you see Proton here in 14 with a maximum throughput on a 24-hour period of 28,800,000 coins. And if you just search by record, you'll see that EOS is number 1 with almost 82 million transactions in a 24-hour period, or I should say operations. Wax is almost 30 million, and Proton is just under that. And these top 4 projects, Telos is actually a fork of EOS as well. The technology behind EOS is phenomenal. The promise that EOS or Block 1 made and what they delivered on is very below par. They promised so much and did absolutely nothing. It's very unfortunate that happened, but in looking through different projects, we were able to find Proton, and Proton has done very well for me personally as well as my customers. So Proton has a slew of different products. So this is a really, really good guide. I'll link to this below, and it shows you, it gives you an understanding of what Proton does, a lot of detail, and some really good how-to guides. They've built a Proton wallet, which is really easy to use, works on both Android and Apple devices, and it allows you to send and receive Proton as well as other wrapped tokens. So USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can all send via Proton with 0 fees to people by human readable addresses. So if you wanted to have Mitch Sanders, my name, as an account, you can send to that. If you wanted to have your name, you can as well. There's also a Proton Swap platform, which you'll see here. And you can literally go, this is a DEX exchange, you can literally go and swap a number of different coins. There's 20 or so between different pairs. And you can see the liquidity here across different tokens. So the highest liquidity is $5.5 million across USDC and XPR. And if you are looking to use Proton Swap to buy XPR, my recommendation is to use USDC, because there's a huge amount of liquidity and you won't have much slippage. But there's also almost $1 million in Bitcoin paired across XPR, as well as Metal, XMT, and XETH. There's a number of different tokens here. Then we've got Proton Mint, which is a platform very similar to OpenSea. Very, very easy to use for you to go and buy a number of different Proton-based projects that are NFTs. This also has a token that you can buy and speculate on. The market cap is very low, therefore it is quite risky. I think it's currently under $1 million. Let's have a look. And this is the Proton Scan Block Explorer. This is a fork of the blocks.io platform. It's very easy to use. You can connect your wallet to it and make transactions or short stake and whatnot. You can also vote against the different validators. There's 21 block reducers in rotation, as there is on the EOS blockchain. So it's important to be voting against or for the people that you actually want to be securing the network. There's also a token side of things, so you can actually see all the different tokens that are running on the Proton blockchain. So Proton being the biggest, it's got a market cap of $200 million US. It shows the circulating supply as well as the volume. The next in line is Proton Lend, which I'll talk about in just a minute. And that is a $43 million market cap with around 16 million in volume. It shows all of that there. Then if we start to scroll down, you can start to see some of the smaller market caps. And these are different coins that have been launched on this network, or they've been wrapped on this network. So as I said before, the Proton Mint platform is also a token you can speculate on. You can buy this. It's got a very low market cap and the liquidity is quite low. You can buy this on the Alcor exchange. One of the things I'm very excited for is the Proton Lend platform. So this was an airdrop to all Proton holders and also metal holders. And the thing that I'm really excited about for this is a cross-platform lending token, which is going after the same market that Aave is going after, as well as Celsius. So you'll be able to borrow or lend your tokens out on this platform very, very soon. It was supposed to go live in the month of November, but like with everything, good things take time. And this is a project that I'm speculating on quite heavily and that I'm quite patient on. If you're looking to buy Proton, there's a number of different platforms you can use. KuCoin have it, Gate.io, BitThumb, HintBTC, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, and then of course using MetalPay or Proton Swap. There's a very detailed roadmap for the project, and they've been hitting milestones very, very nicely. Overall, I'm very, very bullish on it. It is a significant amount of the coins that I hold, as is Proton Lend, and I'm super excited for it in the months and years to come. I think in this cycle, we could see a 20 to 25 cent price point in this cycle if BTC continues to play ball in months to come. And what that would mean would be a 10, almost 20x from current price points, which is putting it at around a $2 to $4 billion market cap. The volume itself is quite low. However, in the previous months, we have been quite high. The price is on a continued downward trend with a peak earlier in the year of around 5 cents. Its all-time high, I think from memory, was around 10 cents. So it's got kind of like an 7x from here to its all-time high. And then potentially, I think this token could get as high as 20 to 25 cents in this cycle. It's a really, really good project. It has a very, very strong engagement with the community, and they are continuing to develop projects within the ecosystem itself and hit a lot of the targets they've been setting. I'm really, really bullish on this. I think there is a lot of potential for this, and I'm still holding a significant amount, even though this token was able to purchase a Lamborghini for me. So that's it from me. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope that you understand it is not financial advice. It is simply me just going over what I see with Proton. There has potential. What I am speculating on is that it could, reach those points, but like everything, anything can happen in this market, and we really don't have a crystal ball. We can't predict the future. These are purely my opinions. So very, very cool project. Definitely go and get some to add to your bag if you don't already, and hopefully it can perform as well as it has for me already, and I hope that it continues to perform as well as I think it could in the future. So I'm just sitting here and realizing that probably the most important part of Proton that's just happened in the last 24 hours wasn't even mentioned in this review. So Proton has just crossed the 150,000 accounts list in a very, very short amount of time. So in about 2 months, this account list, which is right here, 150,821, has doubled in about 2 months. And it's currently going up at about 2,400 a day, which by year's end, we're going to be at close to 175,000 accounts, which is just phenomenal. So an account is someone that's actually signed up for the app, they've registered a username, and it doesn't mean that they've funded the account or not. It will actually show you, if you click on here, it'll show you the top holders with everyone down on that list, I think all the way down at the bottom. So the person that's currently sitting at number 500th on the rich list is currently sitting at about $4,000 US. So it's pretty crazy to see the growth that this token has had in such a short amount of time, given that Bitcoin is continuing to correct and it's doing its thing. We're still seeing more and more accounts get added on the daily, and the chain just really growing, and that network effect is really starting to grow. There's a huge amount of tokens that have been created and traded via different decentralized exchanges. One of them being Alcor, very easy to use exchange with the Proton app. So yeah, just wanted to take some time and talk a little bit about this because it's super important to acknowledge the fact that 150,000 accounts and growing, we are really going to see this thing boom very, very soon. That's it for me. Cue the outro. If you want to support the channel, go and download my Crypto Fast Start Guide by going to cryptofaststartguide.com. I'm also giving away $100,000 in crypto. All you have to do is go and watch this video and the previous 7 videos and comment on it to be in the draw to win. Make sure you go and check out Max Wright's webinar. He's talking about a training where $10,000 invested wisely today can give you a passive income of $100,000 per year in just 18 months if you take this easy step today. So go and register for this webinar. There is a lot of great content in there. You're going to learn a lot as a bare minimum, and it's going to completely change your life as a maximum. The link is in the description for this webinar. It's also up here. If you have crypto and you want to earn up to 8%, use BlockFi. You can sign up using the link on the screen there or the link in the description. You can also borrow against your cryptocurrency rather than triggering capital gains events. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a tax accountant, so I'm not actually giving you financial advice, but I'd definitely recommend speaking to someone who knows your situation. You can actually get $250 in crypto as a bonus when you transfer $100 or more into this wallet. And then finally, grab a crypto.com card and grab a crypto.com account. You can get a free $25 sign-up bonus by going to this link, and the beauty of this is you can transfer crypto to your card and be able to spend it real time in shops. So as always, support the channel because the more I get support from these affiliate offers, the more I'm actually putting into this campaign in order to give away to you guys. So that's it from me. I really enjoyed making this video for you. If you really enjoyed this content and you like these short kind of punchy videos, make sure to leave a comment below and just give me some feedback there. Again, make sure to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.